Okay, so welcome back. This is episode 5 of Cooking with the Doctor. This is episode 5 of the ingredient challenge. This meal is wild rice. Okay, so with this, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a brown and wild rice blend. Let me show you down here. Got some brown and wild rice, and I'm going to be cooking instead of water. I'm going to be cooking it in some chicken bone broth, and then I'm going to be adding some spices to it. And then later on, once it's towards the end, I'm going to start cooking some spinach, some canned spinach here. So first thing, I'm just going to cook as much rice as is needed for this. Okay, so with this, as it states a 3-to-1 ratio of water or broth, whatever, to rice. So measure here, see what we get. Okay, so this has yielded, okay, let's see here. This has yielded right around 1 cup. Okay, so maybe move it over here a little bit. 1 cup right there. Okay, and get this on high, because what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get this boiling. Okay, and we can put the rice in beforehand. The key, though, with the rice is you get the rice and the water, in this case broth, boiling. And once you do that, okay, so you want that on high to get it boiling as quick as possible. But then what you do is you take it down and let it simmer for the required time. So here the instructions say 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to check it at around the 25-minute mark so I can get started on my spinach. Okay. And this thing, I'm pouring this in twice because the the third cup measuring tool I actually use for my cat food. So that's back on the other side of the kitchen and a bunch of cat food. So I am not going to mess with that. Okay, so we got this boiling. Well, cooking. It should hopefully get to the boiling point soon. Okay, so otherwise, as we're getting it ready, I will put in a little bit of basil. Okay, so let's focus more over here. Just, a few dashes. Then some sage. I personally like sage. I think it's underused. Okay. A little bit there. And then I'm going to toss in just a bit of onion powder as well. Just add a little more flavor. So with this, especially if you're doing a wild rice, whether it's beef or chicken or vegetable broth or stock, any which way, I think that's always great to use. Okay, so shouldn't be too much longer. I'm going to stir this up. Okay, so 1 second, here we go. Some stuff off right here. Okay, so I'll stir it up just a little bit, and then let's wait for it to get boiling. Okay, almost there. We're getting really close. And we're talking about having it on pretty much as high as you can. The burner. As high a temp as possible. Okay, so we got the boiling. I'm going to give it one more quick stir through. I am now going to take it to low. Okay, and then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put the cover on, and then I'm going to check back on this in about 25 minutes or so. So with that, I'm not going to ramble on for 25 minutes, so I'll see you guys in a little while.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so we are now back with, so the rice is still finishing up. It's going to take a little bit more, and I might need to drain a little bit. I may have overestimated. Okay, I thought it was suspicious because typically you're talking about 1.5 cups of water per cup of rice, or 2 cups of water per cup of rice. So seeing the 3-to-1, not sure how accurate that was. Okay, so I'll deal with that in a little bit. But right now, what we're doing is we're getting this heated up. Okay, we're getting this pan. So yeah, so you notice I moved the rice to the back, to the other small burner on the opposite side of the stove. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get some butter, flip it just a little bit, move it around. Don't worry, my hands were sanitized, were cleaned. Okay, and you're going to want to use a lot of butter for this one, okay? You want to use a lot of butter. This is a very buttery dish right here. So get that good moving. Yeah, you can see it melting already. You definitely want to get that melting. Let's see if I can get it closer at all. Okay, yeah, we can get closer camera action here. Obviously, one of the things you can do, you can cut it up into smaller pieces, and then you can also use a cheese shredder on it to make it, the melt time, a bit shorter. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to get some garlic in here. This is going to be a garlic heavy dish. So that's probably a good solid tablespoon, maybe even a little more than a tablespoon here. And I was using a small, just under 8-ounce can of leaf spinach there. So obviously, you can do fresh spinach, and that's good. It's a little more tedious, but it's a different sort of tedious. Where if you're using leaf, like the fresh spinach, you're going to have to spend time cooking it down. Whereas if you're using the canned spinach, one of the big things you're going to have to do is spend time going ahead and trying to drain it. Where you're not just going to take the spinach out of the can, because there's going to be enough water where you're going to want to actually hand squeeze that. Okay, so you're going to want to work that spinach with your hands. So really, do you want to deal with like a whole bunch of spinach that you're cooking down, or do you want to deal with trying to squeeze the spinach to at least be relatively dry? I'll be honest here, the spinach I have here is not dry, but relatively speaking, it's dry enough. So I see here, okay, so I have this on medium, but I'm going to take it down to a just south of medium. And I'm going to break up the spinach here. Excuse me. And one of the things you want to be careful of is burning the garlic here. That's why I only did it for a little bit, having the garlic and the butter only. So I'm going to quickly wash my hands here. Now, normally I would also add like some Parmesan if this was being put aside, if this was being like served alongside a pasta dish. Like if I was doing, I don't know, some spaghetti or some penne, like red sauce pasta dish, that I definitely would add a bunch of Parmesan. This though, I'm thinking we already had the butter, so I'm thinking no need to add cheese to this. But we still have the garlic, the butter, the spinach. That is the key. And the thing with this, okay, you don't want to cook it too long, because then you're just going to get kind of soggy, slightly charred spinach. But you definitely do want to heat it up. And that's why I moved it back down to the medium low. So at this point, I'm actually going to let it somewhat simmer. Being careful though, the key thing is, I'm going to be careful to not let the garlic burn You do not want the garlic to burn, for the love of God. That is so bad. It is so bad. It's like smelling Satan's anus or something along those lines. I mean, I assume, like, if I had to, for whatever reason, imagine what Satan's anus would smell like, it'd probably be a whole bunch of burnt garlic. So, you want to avoid that. It's not good. It's not good. So, with that, I am going to get back to you guys once I'm done with the spinach here. Once I'm done with the spinach and with the rice, I'll be back, give you guys the reviews, show you the finished product, all that good stuff. So I'm back here. So what I'm going to do is so I did have to drain the rice. Spoilers, you're probably looking for a 1.5 cups of water, maybe 1.75 cups of water or broth, like I was using, per cup of rice. So, but here's what I'm going to do though, okay? I was just thinking, and what I'm going to do is, so I have the spinach here, and the garlic and the butter, and I'm just going to plop it right on in. A, it's going to the same place, and B, similar flavor profiles. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this up a little bit. And get that stirred up real nice and good. As far as that rice and that spinach, I know it's hard to see. I'm getting that stirred up real nice. And so, and what I'm going to do is I have this on medium-low. I'm going to leave this on medium-low for like maybe another minute, and I'll be back after that. So, yeah, see you in just a moment.
A few moments later.
We're back here. So I'm going to be taking the wild and brown rice and chicken broth mixed with spinach and garlic butter. And let me bring the camera down here. Okay, this is where things matter at this point. Okay, so spread it out a little bit. Okay, so let's give it a try here. Then my thoughts. Give it maybe just, screw it. I'm not going to give it a second to cool down. I know I'm going to regret this. Yeah, no, that's good. That is, I'm not going to say it's great or amazing. That's a solid. This is a solid spinach and rice dish right there. Yeah, that's this. And what you can do is, with this one, you can either make it into the main dish like I did here. They'll pull you back so you get a little better, at least, pixelation. But yeah, so this could be the main dish like I'm having now, but this also, having had a few bites, this also works as a really good secondary dish, like side dish, on something bigger, like, I don't know, if you're cooking something like an Italian style chicken or whatever it might be. This would be a great side dish with that. So, yeah, as far as grades go, solid B. I'm not even going to give it the B minus, a solid B. I mean, rather straightforward, to the point. I'm not going to wow you once again, so it's not going to get the A grade. I mean, I wasn't intending on the wow factor. I was just intending on something solid. So, yeah, I mean, came out kind of how I expected. I don't know, maybe if I were to make this again, maybe I'd add some Parmesan or some mozzarella or some Asiago, well, whatever sort of cheese, Italian, cheese I have around. Maybe I add it to it. Maybe next time, definitely, if I were to make this, actually include chicken, not just the chicken broth. So, Otherwise, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this in peace. You guys take it easy. And, oh, wait, before we go, next dish, I should have it tomorrow. So first off, this dish right here, the wild rice, that was proposed by my friend Lee. Okay, so next dish, will be tomorrow. At least that's the plan. I should be putting up a black beans and rice dish. That's what of all people, that's what my dad, Marty, proposed. So, and if you know me and you hear me with beans and rice, especially black or red, we're doing black this time, you know it's going to get Cajun. You know it's going to get some Cajun in here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with that dish.